Hey, y'all, this is Julian Rico with a coaching news, including a head coach that just got off the board. So we had last week Jerome Mayo becoming the new Patriots head coach. Adam Pierce becomes the new general manager of the Washington Commanders. And then Antonio Pierce becomes the new head coach, or should I say, promoted as the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. So remove that interim tag, and he's the head coach. Good for him, well deserved. But let's get to today. Starting off with the Carolina Panthers, who they found a new GM, and it's not from somewhere else. They're staying at home. This is from Ian Rappaport. Here's what he reported. The Carolina Panthers are hiring David Moore as their new general manager. Okay, so real interesting thing about him. He played for Carolina as a linebacker, been to a Pro Bowl. Um, he's been in a Super Bowl run with them as well. You got to remember him. Um, After an exclusive search, Carolina stays in house. So a lot of people are reacting to this. They thinking that this is not a move they were going to think of. For me, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is the right move for Carolina because they're just trying to get a head coach right now, and a lot of reports still trying to see who is it going to be. Who is it going to be? Is it Ben Johnson? We'll see. But for as of now, congrats to Ben Dan. Dan Morgan. Not only is the general manager, but he is the president of the football operations as well. So congrats to Dan Morgan as he is the new general manager of the Carolina Panthers. Moving on earlier. So earlier this morning, early early in the morning, we were told that the Bears were going to find a new offensive coordinator, and they found one. It is Shane Warden, the former Seahawks offensive coordinator. He is taking the role for the offensive coordinator. It was been told by Tom Pelissero just 18 hours ago. The Bears are working towards a deal to hire Shane Warden as their new offensive coordinator. He spent the past 3 seasons with the Seahawks, and he's expected to land with Chicago. I think this is a good move. There were some reports the Bears were going to interview Cliff Kingsbury for that job, Greg Roman as well, but they were just finding someone who can actual call plays. They were hoping if Shane Ward would be available if Pete Carroll moved on, and then as soon as Pete Carroll announced that he was going to no longer coach the team, that would mean the Seahawks coaching staff was going to be available, and Shane Warland will now be the new offensive coordinator. So congrats to him, as he is going to be a Chicago Bear for the offensive coordinating job. Let's get to the Browns. A surprise interest here, Thomas Reeves. If y'all don't know him, might want to go back what he did to Alabama. Tommy Reeves, the former Alabama offensive coordinator, is going to join the Cleveland Browns as tight ends coach. This was reported by Pete. The Browns are in talks with Tom Reeves to become the team's new tight end coach. That was 6 hours ago. And then 7 hours ago from Akron Jackson, the Browns are working to hire Tommy Reeves as tight ends coach. But I want to think about it. He played quarterback. He's been in the offensive assistants, and then I feel like he should have been an offensive coordinator for some reason. I think he would have he would have also taken the Alabama job. So you got to think of that. I think it would have made sense to either take the Alabama job or go get an offensive coordinating job somewhere in college or somewhere. Congrats to Tommy Reeves. Welcome to the NFL as the tight ends coach. Some roster surprise moves, and we'll get to that we'll get to the coaching news. But for now, quick sec here. 3-time Pro Bowl tight end Zach Ertz is joining the Detroit Lions as the practice squad. Reported by Tom Pelissero, Ertz will start out on the practice squad with plans to potentially elevate him for the NFC Championship game, a boost for the final stretch. I think this is a good move. I think Ertz did say that he wanted to compete for a playoff contender. We thought it could be Baltimore, who they were out with Mark Andrews. They were hoping to get him. Maybe it wasn't the fit, but now he is going to join the Lions, who are trying to go to the Super Bowl for the first time in franchise history. So we'll see. Let's get to the back to coaching news. Ryan Nielsen, the former Falcons defense coordinator, is joining the Jacksonville Jaguars. So this is a real interesting. I think this is a win-win for Jacksonville. And why am I saying a win-win? Because look at the numbers he did with Atlanta. All right, he changed Atlanta from the worst defense to the mid-range defense. I think it's a good move for the Jaguars. You never know, but I think it's going to work. We'll see in Jacksonville. So congrats to Ryan Nielsen. And then finally, we get the big one. So we got two coaches down, and then the third just fall on the chopping block. As the Tennessee Titans have hired former Bengals offensive coordinator Brian Callahan. So this, I'll get to him in a minute, but this was reported by both Adam Schefter and Tom Pelissero. The Titans are planning to hire Brian Callahan. So earlier this morning, I was watching some 99.9 ESPN on YouTube, and the guy told, could this be Brian Johnson going to Carolina? This was basically a prediction of where these guys will land. Brian Callahan, for me, I think is an interesting guy. Okay, you go back to what he did with Joe Burrow. He didn't call the offense. He built the offense. That is what you're going to get for Tennessee fans. He's going to build the offense around Will Levis or Ryan Tannehill. Depends on what happens. Or King Henry, depends if he returns. But also, if you look back at his history, he's been an offensive assistant in Broncos, won with the Broncos in Super Bowl 50. He's been with Peyton Manning all the way to Joe Burrow. And if you can look at the other quarterbacks he's been through, you're welcome to look at it. But he is going to join the Tennessee Titans, a team that they got some questions on the offense. Questions are going to be on defense as well. But again, Brian Callahan doesn't call the offense. I do expect he'll call the offense, and then we'll see what happens there in Tennessee. But congratulations to Brian Callahan, as he is the new head coach of the Tennessee Titans. Hit the like button and subscribe and leave a comment below. Is this the right move for the Tennessee Titans to hire Brian Callahan?